do a bit of something a bit different. We're going to play a bit of guitar. It's been a while to introduce you to what's been going on in my world and welcome you to my studio. So Nikita's on, my wife is on the actual camera right now. We're just doing real basic, guys. We're not doing amazing sound. We're just literally doing an iPhone on a gimbal just to get started before we actually get into our videos and teaching and that sort of stuff. So we thought we'd just play a little bit of music, have a little bit of fun. Hopefully you guys are having a great day wherever you are. It's probably Sunday for most of you guys. It's Monday here in New Zealand. Yeah, and I'm in my little studio where I do all my recording, where I do my teaching and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to give you a tour very soon, but in the meantime, let's just play some guitar. I'm going to hit a backing track. I don't know which one. I think it's an F minor. Yeah. And I can show off some of my pedals, my guitars. So stick around, it should be fun. We're going to have a look at everything that's going on here. We're going to check out maybe a few of the guitars. If you've got any questions, let me know. We will look at the questions after this broadcast. Okay? So I've got a bit of distortion on my new pedal board down here, right? This is all brand new. I don't usually use these, but I love my pedal board. So I've got a bit of distortion going on here, just to crank it up on my Cort guitar. Yes, that's right, a cheap Cort guitar. TikTok out. Now I'm going to do some spacey stuff, okay? It's called a shimmer delay. This is this one right here, Hall of Fame shimmer. I use that for my shimmer sound. It's kind of fun. What's kind of sound going on? do is make that delay the same as my tempo of the song. So I'll make it just triple the so ba 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 Quite now, here we go. If I combine that with Hall of Fame reverb, right, and a bit of chorus, now we're gonna have a lush sound, right? Back to normal now. Bit of compression in. Hope you guys having fun with this. I don't know if this is good for you guys. So if there's any pedals there that you guys are looking at and go, I want to hear that pedal so bad, just let me know. We'll probably do a review of all these pedals that I'm using, a review of some of the guitars I'm doing as well, so you can guys get an idea of why I have what I have, and we'll try out what they sound like. So you might be interested in getting something like that yourself. So. My favourite distortion though is right here, this guy right here. And I'll put a bluesy tone on, so I'm going to use my top pickup to do this. Now without it. Now I'll put a bit of delay in here. Delay off. Try the distortion. There's my crunch sound, this one right here. I usually use that for chords, so if I'm like doing. And so if I'm doing that, I'll just back off maybe back off the volume a little bit. It takes the gain out of. And when it's solo, just crank it up. Roll the volume up. I'll subtly stop that backing track there so I can talk to you guys for a bit. So the guitar, let's talk a little bit about this. So this is a Cort guitar. It's actually, I've played a lot of guitars before, and this is one of the ones like Cort make so many guitars. I'm going to do a review on this brand and on this particular guitar. A good friend of mine, Robert, said, hey bro, you've got to come into the shop. I've got a guitar that you will want. And I went in there and I thought, I know what guitar he's talking about, and it wasn't this one, it was another one. I was like, oh, he's talking about the Telecaster, because I've been wanting to get a Telecaster. And he said, bro, play this. And honestly, I sat down and I did not want to put it down. I just had a clean tone, so something like, probably like just like that. And I think I had maybe a bit of reverb. And maybe, actually no, that was it. It was probably just a bit of that. And what I love about this guitar, it's got a great neck. It's got a flat neck, very 80s feeling. When I'm an 80s guy, I'm 48. The other day was my birthday, 48 years old. So in the 80s, that was my heyday, right? That was, well, heyday. That was when I was really loving music. And guitars had flat necks, low strings, skinny strings, and they had whammy bars. Now this has got a whammy bar on it. It's not a Floyd Rose. So if you look at it, it looks pretty simple, but it is so incredibly perfect. Like, I can do dive bombs and all the crazy stuff you needed a Floyd Rose for, and yet it stays in tune. Like if I do like an F chord, let's do it. Listen to that. And I'm just doing the subtlest little vibrato with the whammy bar. Now the whammy bar is just nothing flash. It's just, I just push it in and away it goes. It's not screwed in, and it's so responsive. It's there when I want it. Listen to that, still in tune. Change the pickups. And that's the other thing, each pickup position is beautiful. Like, that sounded to me like a warm Strat sound. It's got some really good pickups in it. If I go the middle position, it still gives me that kind of stratty, that vibe that I get. Good for like doing rhythm and stuff. You can hear that kind of. Keep going. A lollipop tone. That reminds me of, I call it the lollipop tone. It's the Gibson middle pickup position, middle switch position for a Gibson. Because of that kind of chimey round sound, I call it. Because of that kind of sort of cool sound that I kind of like. Or if you want to do some Jimmy Page solos, and then next position, more of a stratty tone, and then the very bridge pickup would be the like more of a harsh tone. It's really usable. I'll turn the reverb up. It's not so harsh like a Strat would be too harsh for me usually, whereas this is just, oh, it beautifully does it. But anyway, this is it's got bird's eye maple on the neck. It's the high-end version of a Cort guitar. So Cort are famous for doing cheap versions of a lot of guitars, and they've basically got all their engineers together and made something amazing with this combination. It's hard wood. It's really beautiful wood. This is a heavy guitar, really quite a heavy guitar. It's made really well. It's beautiful wood behind it there. Bird's eye maple in the guitar neck, and I'm not a guitar geek when it comes to all this stuff. Locking tuning heads, see, I know what they are, which means that we don't have any string slippage, but I just love this guitar. I use this for church. I play in my church band, and this is my favorite one because I'll chuck in a tone like this, maybe some reverb, maybe some delay, and I'll use it for swells. I haven't got my volume pedal here, but I'll use it for this kind of thing. Because of the whammy bar, I'm able to get that the singing motion. Otherwise, it'll just be, which is fine. Get that cathedral tone. But if I do, I love the volume, the swell, and it gives me some humanness to it. Hopefully, maybe you guys don't get that stuff, but I love that sort of stuff when it comes to music. That's me touching the power cord.
Whoa.
We're keeping it transparent here, ladies and gents.
Yeah, that's right. I looked in the wrong place and the camera just went off on a random angle.
But yeah, so this is the guitar I'm using, a Cort, which I do love, and I've got a few new additions, but I've pretty much got the dream set up for myself here. Should we do a tour of the studio? Do you reckon we do that?
Yeah.
So I'll put this down for a little bit, and so this is where I do my guitar lessons. So if you guys are out there thinking I would love a guitar lesson from Mark the Guitar Guy, honestly, I'm not. It's not that big a deal. I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude, and I know you've been watching my videos and stuff, but just go online. You can go on Facebook, Mark the Guitar Guy, and you can actually book through there. It'll hook up the right time zone, so you don't have to go, oh, hang on, what's that time in New Zealand? It'll do it all for you immediately. You can find a time, book a time with me, and really reasonable rates, and it'll be really cool to catch up with you guys. I've made a whole bunch of really cool friends thanks to that site, and also through my own my own website, which is marktheguitarguy.net. Yes, Nikki's not.
Yes.
I'm really bad with that stuff. She looks after all that stuff. So here's the studio. So let's start with where I teach guitar, yeah? So this is where I teach guitar. There's a little ring light on at the moment. This literally is the laptop that I use when I'm teaching with you guys. All I do is I'll have that up. You guys will be on the screen here. And I'll have this roller disc up. It's down because it looks disgusting under here. There's all sorts of paperwork everywhere because as I teach, I'm usually writing stuff down or thinking of ideas for that student, fundamentals, things that we can diagnose with you guys. But this is where I meet you guys. I meet you here. You guys look at the background, which you were just looking at before. And yeah, which looks way better than what you were looking at before. And so, yeah, so I'll stand here behind my desk. Little story about this desk. This was my grandfather's desk. When I was born, I was the first grandchild to be born. He said to my grandmother, this desk is going to be his when we're gone. This is going to be his. So sure enough, that's what happened as time went on. And so I ended up lucky enough to have this beautiful piece of this beautiful desk that they used to write all their letters at. So I won't show you the whole story of that because if you know what I mean, look at that, disgusting. But I've got my little drawers and all that sort of stuff going on, envelopes. There's just in case people, are a bit worried, I can put that on just to make sure they're completely safe when we're doing lessons online. So that's where I teach. If we come over here, so this is my studio. Excuse these are my lights that I'd normally have turned around this way. But when we're doing, it's going to be set up so I can do live streams and that sort of thing at the drop of a hat because I'm so lazy, guys. If I have to set up more things than 2 things, I just don't do anything. So this is the studio where I do my recording. There's a MacBook down here or a Mac Mini down here. I've got my M2, so this is what I do my instrumentation through, and I'd use Cubase, and I can watch my videos here. I've got a camera ready to go so we can do some live streaming. I've bought some new mics and things to be a bit more professional. But this is my favorite place to hang out, right here. Just sitting right here and getting a whole bunch of content done. So other than that, my YouTube videos that you have mostly seen were filmed right here. So, and by the way, I don't know if you noticed, there's just a curtain to outside, which you won't be able to see. It's pretty bright. Let's have a look. It's a sunny day in New Zealand. It's got our cars outside it. So it's very big budget, ladies and gentlemen. We have thrown all sorts of money at our YouTube channel, and we've got this crazy ass situation. Basically, the house is above us. This is what would have been turned a basement, I guess, if you're in the States. And we've just turned the basement into a studio. So above us, we've got like sound deadening equipment. There's a few lights, and then the different lights attached here and there. And normally the camera would be over this part. I'm not sure if you can see me, but the camera would be here, facing this way, and that's what I would see. And then I would be sitting over here doing my lessons with that in the background. So that's also an option. So I'm not sure if that works at all. Does that look good, Nikita?
No, my camera keeps getting stuck as I'm going up. It's all right. We're good. We're good.
It's all good. So yeah, and that's literally the situation. Oh, behind here, should we show?
Oh no.
Let's show them what's behind here. This is some fancy recording equipment. It's called a...
That's where I hang out, guys.
It's a washing machine. A washing machine. It does some washing for the music. So we put the music that we record, we put it in here. Eventually it turns into crisp, clean sound. That takes a wee bit.
Now hold on. We need to see some of these classics of Mark McKenzie.
Oh, there's me. That's me in the army band.
Cute.
That's 1993. Different bands I'm in. Sveltoya, which is an awesome band I was part of.
Oh, I can't know if you can see that one. It's got a bad reflection on it.
That's all right. You get the idea. How's some more over here, eh? Pull that back there. Maybe give it more light. I don't know if that helps. So that's outside the Pentagon. That's you can see it's set up here, Pentagon. That was when we were in Washington, D.C. in 1994, 95, I think it was. There's a band, duo I played in. There's the White House. And here's me. That's what I did. Underneath that is me playing drums. Pull back a bit. There. That's me down the side there. I'm playing some drums over here. That was me at what, 19 years old. That was a volcano going off, by the way. That's pretty cool. Do you want to show that? That's a volcano going off while we're marching. So we're marching here. This is our marching band. And in the background, that's Mount Ruapehu, which is in the middle of the North Island of New Zealand. It just started erupting a few days earlier. So that was pretty spectacular. Anyway, enough of that army stuff.
A bit of memory lane.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty good. So if anyone's got any questions of things you'd like to hear, things you want me to go into more detail on, I've got basses up here. I've got a 5-string bass, 6-string bass, fretless bass over here. I love bass guitar. And then guitar-wise, we've got the Strat, which you're looking at there. To the left, we've got the Tele. This is a new addition, that Tele. It's a very special kind of Tele, which I'll do a little bit of a talk about. It's called a Jansen. And yeah, pretty much this is my setup. This is where I like to hang out the most. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the tour. And it's good to be back online. I'm really looking forward to connecting with you guys. Anyone who wants to do some guitar lessons, I have times available. Like I said, go to my Facebook page or my website, marktheguitarguy.net, or just my Facebook page, Mark the Guitar Guy, and you can book. There's a big button saying book now, and you can catch up with me. It'd be really cool to see you guys, and so I can make some more new friends. All right? Hopefully you guys have an amazing, Sunday for most of you guys, Monday for me. Should get back to work really, shouldn't I? See you later. Kita, bye. Say goodbye, Kita.